Hey, it's Teemaree, your best life coach, and this is your best podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about making money with your mind. That's right. Woohoo! Making money with your mind. Oh my gosh. Okay, look, I get it. I know you're like, I know how to do that with a vision board. No. No. We're not talking about using a vision board. We're not talking about, chanting or anything like that. Okay. I'm not knocking those paths, but I am saying that there is a very practical, real, subconscious, emotional way that we can make money with our mind. And it's really, really important to dig here because it's like, it seems so crazy. It seems so wild. It seems like that would never work. It seems like that has nothing to do with my money. It seems like, hey, money has to do with the job you have, the title you have, the degree you have, the way you save, the way you spend. It's true. But your mind informs the way you spend, the way you save, the job you choose to get, the length of time you choose to stay, whether or not you will invest in greater learning, in things like coaching, in emotionally investing yourself to ask for the raise, to keep on going for things when you get told no. Our mind has so much to do with our money. It has so much to do with our money. We have all been programmed, okay? I really, really want to just get this right off. So each and every one of us, we've all been programmed. And that's a reality, okay? That's not a maybe, it's a truth. Here's what I mean, walk with me. So most of us are born into what we would all consider to be normal circumstances. We're born into families that are working and living like most of us are. And there is no real talk or education around wealth, right? Around getting rich, maintaining riches, having wealth, investing, different products to utilize to save, shielding ourselves from taxes or tax strategies, passing wealth from generation to generation. This isn't usually a part of most of everyone's experience. So there's one level of where or what we're born into that causes the programming, the initial programming. It's what we are born into, the habits we learn, the way that we are, who we identify with, because who's been around us. And who meaning not just personalities and people, but meaning like mindsets, habits, what we think is normal and what isn't. You know what I'm saying? So there's that level of programming that's a very normal, natural, no one's coming after us. There's nobody's fault. It's just part of the nature of how we come into the world and what is around us at that time, right? But then there's additional programming that gets thrown into the mix. And this additional programming happens as we're moving through our lives, right? As we're moving through our lives. So now this has to do with people's opinions, with kind of what we see before us on a regular basis, the things we're excluded from or invited into, etc. Right? So we're all programmed to some degree. All of us are programmed to some degree. There are things that you do in your family that are not normal outside of your family. It's a special programming that you and your family have. Some families get together annually for big cookouts and gatherings, and they all wear similar shirts or the same color. That is a part of their family programming. It's normal to them. It's expected. It's a tradition. And some families aren't close at all. It's just part of the programming. So the same is said when it comes to our money, but all of us have this. All of us have programming. We've all been programmed. So we throw back real quickly to episode 7. If you didn't watch or listen, check that out after this. And we dive into a little bit about the programming around that and some thoughts around that, and specifically with money, right? So all of us have been programmed. That's a reality. Now, here's the thing. Each new way of being when it comes to money, finances, wealth, riches, spending, investing, saving, all of like this, what we'll call the financial realm of life, the material realm of life, all of this, there are different levels to it. There are different levels to it, man. And this is exciting. Okay? This is exciting, right? If you've felt like the victim of your circumstances, which can be the case for some of us, then it isn't exciting at first. It's frustrating. It's annoying. It feels unfair, right? Have hope though, if that's you right now. If you're watching or listening and that's you, just have hope, because I'm telling you something. If you open up to this and start to just walk a little bit through the emotion, the initial emotion, you can get access to things that are really going to change your life and are really going to change your game and your perspective. And the only thing that's preventing you from that is that initial judgment of like, this is BS. F this. It's another time where things are unfair. I'm not denying that things are unfair in some cases, because they are, right? But we want to make sure that we're not put in a position based on circumstances and things that happen. We want to make sure that no matter what, we can succeed, right? For ourselves, for our loved ones, for our dreams, for our hopes, right? For our ancestors, for our kids. We want to make sure that we, even though things are true when it comes to unfair and injustice and it's not right, we don't have all the same opportunities all the time. We want to say, okay, that's a reality, but we're not going to be stopped by that reality. Okay? Woohoo! So we got to understand this. There are different ways, there are different levels to each new level of wealth and being. So we've all been programmed. We all have programming, period. That's it. That's the reality. And there are levels. There are levels to each new level of wealth. Okay? So we need help we need help to change. All of us need help to change, period. That is not negotiable. That's not a suggestion. That's not a hope. If you want to change your money life, you need to get help. Period. That's it. Like, this is not a negotiable thing. Okay? Here's why. If you are around folks that don't have money, all you know about is not having money. It's not your fault. It's just a reality. You are not around the different habits, understandings, awareness, thinking that is outside of not having money to go and advance to the next level. And the only way that you get that is to get help to learn the next level of habits, of things to use, of ways to think, of how to process your emotions. Because remember what I said at the top, our money, we make money with our mind, okay? We make money with our mind. If we think that there isn't any money, there's not going to be any money. And I know what you're saying to me right now. I can hear it through the vibrational airwaves. Some of you are like, but I don't have money, Teemaree. And guess what? I totally get it. 100%. I've been so freaking broke in my past. Like, I have been so freaking broke where like I literally did not have any money. That was just not, it wasn't a fantasy. It wasn't a feeling. I did not have money. Okay. I know what that's like. And I'm not saying that that is not true, but I can also tell you without a shadow of a doubt that until I changed my thinking around money, more money didn't happen. I could work harder, but more money couldn't happen. It would come and it would go. It would come and it would go. It would come and I would save and I would hope that this would make a change, but somehow something would happen. Okay. And I'm the type of personality that I've been generally careful with my money. All right. So it ain't even having to do with that. It's just having to do with advancing to the next level and getting the next level of emotional understanding, actual understanding, like financial tools and ways of thinking and, ways to put our money to work. And even that thought of putting our money to work, I didn't just have that in the beginning. I have to graduate to that. Help came through for me. Help is necessary to get to the next financial level. And even now, I'm going to be straight up with you. Okay? Even now, there are still levels to money that I don't know. That I don't know. You think that I would know Jeff Bezos' amount of money? Hell no. Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, these cats got money that I don't even know. I don't even understand those levels of money yet, right? But I also know I wasn't where I used to be. Okay. Now I understand about investing. Now I understand about tax shields. Now I understand about business filings. Now I understand about profit margins. Now I understand about making the right investments. Now I understand about timing. Now I got my emotions in check, right? Because my emotions were getting in the way of my money. And that's why I help my clients with this, right? Because I've lived it myself. And I'm like, oh no, honey, if you are scared, have you ever heard this? They say scared money don't make money. Yo, that's so true. That's so true. If you're scared with your money, you ain't gonna make money. Because in order to make money, you have to be a little free with your money, man. I'll give you an example. So a few years back, the cannabis stocks started to really kind of everybody was buzzing about it. Like, man, cannabis is about to blow up. It's going to be used in these different ways. And so people are going to invest in cannabis and there's money to be made. Okay. As a matter of fact, it's around that time frame because I've never really liked the stock market too much. Like even now, I'm in the stock market, but on a long play. I have never liked the day trading, try to make a quick buck. That is not for me. Okay. That is not for me because I do not have the time to stay focused and just ready to hit that button right on the perfect wavelength of the actual investment. And also I value my peace. I value my emotional health. I have a lot of other things I can't be right there just checking every moment. So that particular stock investment strategy is just not for me. It's not a good match, right? So I'm in the stock market. I have investments in stocks, but those are for long-term, let it ride kind of plays. And there are ways that I select my investments based on those various factors and more, right? Having to do with, what did I say? Knowing our emotions, working with our emotions. So even that, there was a time I would have never put money in the stock market. I just never would have done it because back in the day, my thought was to save. Saving felt smart. Saving felt right. So I'm going to save. And if you're a saver, that's cool. You can save for a lot of good things. And I still don't knock that strategy. But when I advanced to want to get to a different level of wealth and of financial health and of just money understanding, right? Because remember, there's levels. Then I started to open up to, I can't just sit and save. I have to do more. Okay. So then I needed to open up a few things, right? I needed to open up my emotional world, right? Because my emotional world was like, yo, the only smart thing to do is save. So I had to work through that. Then I had to deal with different emotions in the stock market, right? So Everybody's buzzing about cannabis. I go in around that time. I'm like, okay, cool, let's do this. I invest. And I also lose money. I invested and I lost money. And here's why. My mind wasn't in alignment. My mind and my emotions were not in alignment with the new level I was trying to reach with that particular investment. Okay, I really want you to get this because it actually has to do very much with the whole point of this episode. So we make money with our mind, right? Here's an example. I went from one way of thinking that would have never allowed me to even invest in the stock market, right? That was one way of thinking. Then I finally expanded my thinking a little bit and I'm like, okay, at least I'll give this a try. I'm going to invest, right? So there's already a mental and an emotional shift that causes me to then do something different. Something else is now available to me because I have changed my mind around money and around what's possible and all that stuff. Okay, but it wasn't all the way clear because when I invested and I bought that stock, I missed the mark of when I could have made money on that stock because I was afraid. And my fear and my mentality caused me to then wait and miss the window where I would have made money on that stock. And then it tanked. And then my fear and my mind around what's possible and like how much I could handle then was like, oh, hell no. I already lost money, pull out. So then I just sold it all the way low. So now I lost money. That's a clear example of ways our mind can get in the way of us making money and also how our mind can open us up to new ways of making money. But this is why we got to do the work because see, you might say, all right, well, cool, T. If I would have left you at the story where I just finally invested in a little bit in the stock market, you would feel, yeah, cool, T. That's really great. Like you saw a new possibility, you went to the next level and you invested. Cool. But because I always keep it 100% real with you, I'm walking you through the actual whole arc of the story, which is, yeah, I saw possibility. I upgraded my thinking around that. I was willing to face my emotions around that. I moved to the next level of possibility. I invested, and then to complete the success of that investment, I actually reached a new level of like thinking and feeling that actually got in my way because it wasn't there yet. And so I missed the window and then I sold too early and then I just freaking lost money on that whole investment. But here's the deal. That also was the entrance of me getting into and staying in the stock market and learning to then select investments within the stock market that actually matched the way I want to roll and my emotions. And, I'm like, okay, like, let me feel this out. I do like things to be a little bit safer. I'm not trying to sit. I don't have the time. And, I'm not going to now learn the ins and outs of the stock market so I know when to buy and sell and buy and sell and buy and sell. I have other things I do. So I'm not going to have the time to do that. And I don't like that emotional peak and valley, peak and valley, peak and valley. So, but I don't want to like totally lose out and retreat because I do want to open up to new levels of wealth, new levels of earning, new levels of income. So what can I do here? And so I explored and I discovered a new type of stock market investing that works for me. We make money with our mind. That's one example. We make money with our mind. So where are you? Where are you? Okay. Are you even open at all when it comes to your money, to spending, to investing, to saving? Because even that, some people look at saving as a super basic way to be. But I'll tell you something, there are folks that haven't even gotten to saving yet. Some folks are just spending everything they have. And then some folks are spending even more than what they have. So they're just constantly in the hole. They're in a deficit. They're trying to make up. So we all have different things going on, right? And there are always new levels, like I said at the top. I'm way farther than I was back in the day. Back in the day, living paycheck to paycheck, trying to save, then spending that, and just like, oh man, no credit lines, no nothing. Just trying to make it happen. I was afraid of getting credit. It wasn't because I had bad credit. I had no credit because I was afraid to owe anybody anything. I wasn't about that life. I looked at it as something bad. Some of you might be cheering me on right now and say, yeah, T, that's right. Here's the thing though. If we want to be in a different level of wealth, we have to understand what debts are good and how some debts are actually tools to wealth. There are levels to this thing. There are levels. Each new level has a new way of being. And the way that we think about this and the way that we feel about this has everything to do with what we will actually achieve, receive, and engage with. So, we want to get help to change. We need to get help to change. I've been to countless financial education seminars. I've read tons of books, and I have put all kinds of methods into action to prove them for myself. Investments, saving strategies, hacking strategies, ways to put our money to work for us. I've done this in my personal life. Started in the entertainment industry, and I wanted to entertain as often as possible, but you can't be entertaining if you ain't got money, honey. You cannot entertain if you do not have money. If you're broke, you ain't entertaining, you're sad. Okay, let's just be honest about it. Or at least maybe that's just my story. But I'll tell you something. I could not entertain a single soul, okay, broke. Nobody likes that feeling. Nobody wants to need or want something and not be able to get it. And I'm not talking about what we all want, right? All of us want, trips around the world and, money we can roll in. I don't think anybody would say no to that. But what I'm talking about is like, what I'm saying? When you are living with needs that you can't fulfill, it's not cool. It's not fun. So the first thing was, hey, how do I fix this? Because I want to invest time in my entertainment career. And how do I fix this? And then it just kept on going as I transitioned into life coaching full time and writing books and doing all the other things that I now do. Then it was like, yeah, I still need this to work, because if I'm worried about money, then I can't have my own business. I can't, it's constantly, if you have your own business, money is a big deal. So we need to do this, right? So we all need help. We all need help. Everybody needs help. Some of us need help with learning not to spend more than we have. Some of us need help with learning how to earn more than we currently earn. Some of us need help with learning how to save. Some of us need help with learning how to mentally and emotionally let go of thoughts and feelings that keep us from earning what we're worth or having what we're meant to have. Some of us need to learn how to take the good money that we have and to multiply it. Some of us need help to learn about additional investment strategies, all that stuff. I'm sure if you're a United States citizen, I'm sure at some point in time you have or will hear about what is needed for retirement. All the worries about the stock market, inflation. So we need to know about money, and there's levels to this, right? And we all need help because there always is something that we're not going to understand, right? So like retirement. Are you planning for retirement? Do you have anything saved? Do you have a strategy for retirement? Right? So whatever it is, each new level has new understanding, and we all need help for it, right? And so sometimes, I remember when I was first going, like part of it for me was like just understanding I need to learn stuff. Like I just need to learn stuff. There's stuff I don't know about money. Like I just need to learn, right? So that was like the first step. And it was like, okay, well, how can I learn about money? How can I learn about this? And I need to learn about people that are successful with money, not just anybody that's going to talk to me about it. Like, I need to learn about this, right? So I would go to these financial seminars. I'd read books. I would like test out what I would learn. Okay, like they say like, oh, this is a good investment. Okay, well, how could I get into it? How could I do it? Now I'm talking to you about years and years of time, right? So that's why what I like to do with my coaching is I like to save people time, because I'm like, yo, if I have some knowledge, if I have some help that I could pass on to you, I want to give it to you as my client. That's the whole point. I want you to have an easier way. Easier meaning faster, easier meaning guided, easier meaning like, hey, we can navigate some stuff, right? And then you can have it easier. You could have it sooner. You could have it in a less emotional, less lonely way. I like that. That means a lot to me. That's why I do this, right? So I'm like, okay, well, here's the thing. We all need help. So then what do we do? What do we do? Well, one of the things I did is I changed my mind around getting help. And that helped me, because then instead of just kind of staying quiet and like feeling, I don't know about you, but a lot of us feel like money is a weird thing to talk about. And some of us may have families where that is a weird thing to talk about. Or we have friends where that is a weird thing to talk about. Like, we'll be made fun of, or we'll be shut down if we start to ask money questions. Like, how much do you earn? Like, what did you pay for your house? Like, do you have credit cards? What's a good credit card? Like, we need to have a safe space to talk about those things, because that's how we start to get educated, right? And even when we read books and when we watch like maybe YouTube, or when we, even now, like you're listening to this podcast and I'm sharing some information with you, but I can't go as deep with you as I can go with my clients, right? I mean, it's just natural. Like, this is about a half an hour we're going to spend together, and it's just kind of like over the waves and like, let's go. I want to give you as much as I can. But for my clients, I could go deeper, right? So that's the thing. So like, it's like, okay, the first step was like me being open to needing help and needing to learn and do something else. And then the next step was like, okay, let me get some information. All right, let me give some information. Okay, cool. And then the next step was like, okay, what can I put into action? Like, I got some information, but what feels good to start to try? Like, I want to prove this stuff, right? And then the next step was like, okay, like now I'm proving stuff, but now I'm reaching the cap of what I know. I need to know more. I need to know more, right? So it gets exciting and fun, especially once you start proving that it's true, because there's different levels to this thing of money and wealth and financial freedom. And we've all been programmed, and then we hit the limitation of our programming and we need to go to the next thing, right? So there's benefits to changing our thinking around money, to changing our emotions around money, to be willing to say that, hey, this is the way I think, this is the way I feel, but this doesn't necessarily need to be the truth, right? This could just be the way I think and feel, but I could change the way I think and feel, okay? Woohoo! And then I could have something else, right? This is exciting. So these are things that are available to us, right? Because we do make money with our mind. Okay. If you think there isn't any money for anything, then there isn't ever going to be money for anything. If you think that you can have access to much more money than you have now, then you will discover a way to have that. If you think that it's smart to get help for the things you don't know and understand, to get coaching, to get financial education, to get mentorship, then you're going to have those things. You're going to find a way to have those things, and you will have them and you will benefit from them. If you think that it's stupid and it's cheating to get help for money, and like you're greedy if you want money and money is bad, you're not going to have money. You're not going to have money because in your heart, you believe that it's greedy and that it's wrong, and nobody wants to be greedy and wrong, especially not you. You're a good person. So it's really just the thoughts and the emotions that kick off all the things that we do, all the things that we do. And the amounts of money and savings and access and credit and purchasing power and revenue and passive income and financial freedom that we could have. It's fascinating. It is fascinating. I love this so much. Listen, there's help out there. You can get help for your small business. You can get help for your confidence if that's what's in the way. You can get help. I've got it. Reach out to me. Okay? I've got it. Reach out to me at bestlifecoaching.online. Reach out to me. Reach out to me at my website, teemaree.com. There is help for this. Your financial situation is absolutely related to your thoughts and your emotions around money, around what you feel about people with money, around how deserving and worthy you think you are to have those things. It's all programming. But here's the good news. The programming can be changed. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to subscribe and visit teemaree.com/free for more goodness. Woo!